Many of us have served long Facebook jail sentences.
Hi, Joey Only.
Hi, Joe Only.
I'm Frankie MacDonald. You're listening to Community Meteorological Weather Report every Thursday night at 11 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Community Plus Meteorology on his YouTube channel on CFUR 88.7 FM in Prince George and CKUW 92.9 FM in Winnipeg, Manitoba every Thursdays. And I'm on Joey Only Show. I talk about the weather. Joey Only fights fires and things like this. Joey Only's a really nice man. He fights fires. He's a really, really nice guy. Joey Only's a nice guy. I'm on his podcast every Thursday night at 11 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on his YouTube channel. Best of luck, I'm Frankie MacDonald. You're listening to Community Meteorological Weather Report. Joey Only here for weather rules. Say hi, Joey Only.
Hello.
Say hi, Joey Only.
Hi, Joe Only.
Well, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather we got. Wait a minute. Well, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather, whether or not. There it is.
Good morning, Prince George. Good afternoon, Winnipeg, Manitoba. This is the Meteorological Report. Comedy plus meteorology equals cometeorology, which is a science that I, in fact, invented with the help of cometeorologists Frankie MacDonald and Brandon Houck. It's your science about how much the weather sucks in Canada. And it sucks indeed. In fact, I'm really glad, though, to have the radio stations on my side, because without you, I might be quite silenced by the realm of Facebook jail. I'm in Facebook jail. It's Christmas in Facebook jail for Joey Only. That's right.
Many of us have served long Facebook jail sentences.
That's how it goes. But that's, Imogen was just talking earlier. She's here in the studio about how her last account, she superseded Facebook jail and she ended up in the Facebook electric chair.
Many of us have served long Facebook jail sentences.
And that count is just done forever. And they decided that she doesn't get to be a human anymore. And the name Imogen Cookie Bailey. See, for 88.7 FM, you're hearing us 10 a.m. Saturday morning in Prince George. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's going to snow on Saturday for you. Hooray. For you, CKW 95.9 FM in Winnipeg. You're hearing us at noon on Monday. So the show is recorded on December the 8th, Thursday, December the 8th at 7 p.m. However, you're not going to hear it in Prince George till the 10th. You're not going to hear it in Winnipeg till the 12th. So that's how she be. That be the show, parameters, so forth and so on. So comedy plus meteorology equals cometeorology. And the star of the show, Frankie MacDonald, is strangely missing. And I'm quite concerned about what it might be that has our Frankie. He's never late. It's 7:05 and we've heard nothing from Frankie. It's possible that he's vanished into some other dimension. What do you think, Imogen Cookie Bailey?
I think that Frankie's out on a Sharknado chasing adventure right now. It's very out of character for him to be late. He's the king of punctuality. This is one of the many things that we love about Frankie Mac is he does that. He's so on time. So I'm hoping he's okay. Although there have been a lot of power outages where he is, though. So something may have happened.
Maybe they had a new hurricane. I don't know. This is terribly distressing. I'm very worried for our friend Frankie MacDonald. It's Christmas in Facebook jail, and we don't know where Frankie is. And
many of us have served long Facebook jail sentences.
It's a very concerning situation. Nonetheless, here in Wells, British Columbia, it's Thursday night. It's snowing. It's probably going to snow some more, Prince George, on Saturday. So expect that overnight into Sunday a little bit, and it's going to start getting colder again. That sucks. Because that's the weather I personally hate the most is when when that minus 25 to 30 weather stopped, and I almost felt like walking out in a t-shirt today. It was so happy, that feeling. Brandon Houck this week is at a Santa Claus parade? No. Is he at a Bandits hockey game? No. Do you recall what it was? It was a office Christmas party, maybe.
I want to say he's going to a staff party. I kind of like the idea of Brandon being the guy that has like one drink and gets insane rowdy. He's just so G-rated. I think that the smell of alcohol might send him over the edge. But I do believe he said he was going to a staff party tonight.
I'm really against staff parties personally.
I'm waiting for a bad pun or a dad joke here.
Well, I'm also against chicken pox parties,
Fair enough. But that's basically what a staff party is. So
we don't have Brandon yet. We don't have Frankie yet. Oh my! What are we going to talk about now? Imogen, talk to us about 365 Pro Wrestling.
All right, the lights have just gone down. We're coming back from intermission at 365 Pro Wrestling. They run a wrestling academy somewhere around here. I don't bloody well know. Anyhow, the weather outside is horrific, icy, 0 degrees, things are freezing over, and everyone here is knackered. We are just about to have some
Big City Soldiers, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else doing our theme song for us. This is 365 Combat! We would like to thank you, our 365 Nation, for joining us here tonight for what is going to be, once again, a very exceptional, ecstatic, and all those E words, excellent card for you. This is again well, not again, but this is now our official 6 sellouts in a row. Thank you. Let's get things started. This first match is scheduled for one fall. One fall. With a 20-minute time, Little Matthews. One more. Tonight, for the first time ever in 365 history, a belt knee 65 global champion, Crofton, can defend his title against Eddie Osborne!
That was wicked.
That was a lot of fun. It was a last minute invitation. A friend of mine wound up with an extra ticket, and there was a group going. So went with an awesome crowd, took my camera, did some photos. It's the first time I've seen an actual wrestling ring with dudes wailing on each other with folding chairs. I mean, I've seen dudes hit each other with chairs. That's par for the course. But
Back in the 90s and 80s, I went to a number of wrestling things. And look who's here. It's Frankie MacDonald.
Frankie!
The weatherman, and he's in his house, not in front of A&W. Frankie, where you been? We miss you so much. Good to see you.
Good to see you again. It's a lot of rain in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Right now, there's a snowstorm heading for Sydney, Nova Scotia on Tuesday to Wednesday. It's going to bring so much snow and the blizzard conditions in North Dakota, South Dakota next week. It's going to bring massive blizzard conditions in North Dakota, South Dakota, parts of Nebraska, and snowstorm in mixed precipitation in Minnesota and Iowa, and parts of Wisconsin, Montana, Wyoming, Colorado. It's going to bring windy conditions in Arizona and New Mexico and parts of Texas next week. It's going to bring severe weather in Arkansas on Tuesday. In Missouri and those places, going to bring severe thunderstorms with lots of rain and large hail, things like this. Because the warm and humid air comes from the Gulf of Mexico, it's hitting somewhere in New Orleans and things like this.
Okay, am I the only one who's totally in love with the cadence of how Frankie talks? When he's double timing, he's got a good beat there, and I want to hear it songified. So what anyone watching doesn't see in the stream is that when Frankie's doing that, I'm back here kind of like, I'm just bouncing to it every time. Frankie's got solid rhythm. I love it.
And that's the desired effect, isn't it, Frankie, to have women bouncing around?
Yes, and did you hear about this? Indonesia had a volcano, and volcano spewed ash up to 12,060 feet up in the air. This is Frankie MacDonald, my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Volcano just erupted near Java, Indonesia, Mount Semeru, and the volcanic ash went up the air as 12,060 feet up in the air. A lot of ash and lava flowing. It was really, really bad in Indonesia. I urge everyone to Indonesia to don't go near the volcano, don't go near the lava, because it was really, really bad right now. Make sure if your hazmat suits and masks ready, because the volcanic ash will be going around. And make sure if your masks ready to protect yourself from the volcanic ash in Indonesia. And it's really bad in Indonesia right now. And a lot of volcanic ash went up in the air. And all airplanes, helicopters, and aircrafts must avoid volcanic ash and volcanic clouds and things like this. Avoid that area. Or divert the flights, because volcanoes really bad. Lava is so bad that don't go near the lava because it's so bad in Java, Indonesia. And volcano has erupted, and volcanic ash went up to 12,060 feet up in the air on December 4th, 2022. It was really bad in Indonesia. I want everyone in Indonesia to have your bottled water ready. Make sure if your medical kits, emergency kits, flashlights, candles, crank up radioactive batteries, generators, and bottled water ready as well. Make sure to don't go near the volcanic ash and stay away from lava and things like this. Make sure you wear your special kind of masks when you go outside and have your oxygen tanks ready, because the volcanic ash can be really, really bad in Indonesia. If you have anybody live in Indonesia, and near Java, Indonesia, be prepared. Be safe.
Did you hear that Brandon Houck had an earthquake this week, Frankie?
Yes.
Well, Frankie, who's got the worst?
I have a theory. I have a theory that it was that special time in Brandon's life, and that ultra mega dose of manliness he's been hiding just dropped all at once, and it caused tectonic plates to shift. This is what it is. Next time we see Brandon, he's going to be like 3 times the size, rippling monster muscle, like chest hair just bursting through his snow jacket, beard out to here. It's going to be insane. We're not even going to recognize him.
Well, I'm pretty sure too, because now that he's at his staff party there, I bet you basically there's like all these radio executives and bigwigs who are like, Brandon Houck, we like you very much. You know, like that.
That'd be because I'm on the radio right now. And I tend to get sexier by the time I go on the air, so that's how it works here.
So, Frankie, who's got the worst weather in the whole wide world right now?
Somewhere in Sydney, Nova Scotia right now, then you got the bad weather all across Ontario and things like this. The worst weather in the whole wide world right now. I'm checking the whole earth. That means it could be some cyclones and typhoons and somewhere in lots of rainy seasons in Indonesia right now.
Siberia.
Over the worst weather in the world right now is out in the Atlantic Ocean. As of right now, pressure's 975 millibars. Lots of rain and wind in Spain and Portugal, those places. There's a giant storm off New Zealand.
How was your week this week? Did you do anything interesting? You're not outside A&W right now. Can you tell us why?
It's a lot of rain in Sydney, Nova Scotia right now.
Did you make any videos this week, Frankie?
Yes, I'm doing. I just recorded a video of myself for Los Angeles.
For Los Angeles? What's going on there?
Lots of rain this Saturday and Sunday.
Lots of rain this Saturday, Sunday, LA. Any other videos this week, Frankie?
I'll be doing a video for North Dakota, South Dakota, and Nebraska, and Minnesota, and Wisconsin. Lots of blizzard conditions in North Dakota, South Dakota this Tuesday coming.
Nice. How much snow are they expecting? Like
a lot of snow, according to AccuWeather.
Okay.
What do you want for Christmas, Frankie?
I don't know yet. I'm getting new sneakers for Christmas.
He's going to sneak up behind A&W for their Wi-Fi. That's how he's going to be doing it. He's going to be sneaking.
No, it was raining outside and windy in my area right now.
Any podcasts you go on this week, Frankie MacDonald?
I was on the Compound Media related podcast, and I was on the Ghetto Basement of Owen.
What happened? Frankie, where'd you go?
His audio. So, Gabriel Berardo, the weatherman. I'll take that $10 that you owe me, Imogen, because Gabriel Berardo showed up. He's here.
Hi.
Imogen and I were talking about.
Sorry, Imogen.
We were talking about 365 Pro Wrestling. Did you see that video I put that she filmed last weekend? 365 Pro Wrestling.
No.
You better watch that.
No, why? Yeah.
You didn't do your homework.
Okay. Sorry. Also, question for Joey. Why are you in Facebook jail? Because I was kind of wondering, oh, wow. Out of all guys, Joey's in Facebook jail? Like, what?
Again? I'll tell you exactly why I'm in Facebook jail, as a matter of fact.
Many of us have served long Facebook jail sentences.
Okay.
It may have something in common with 365 Pro Wrestling. It may have something in common with the way that second period was played tonight against the LA Kings. The Leafs, a little bit of a fisticuffy thing going on, you know. But if you recall the last game when they were playing Dallas a couple nights ago, and I was watching, and the whole second period, there was a maple leaf in the box, just for no reason. Eventually, it was just like, okay, do you have to keep calling everything? Like, this is getting kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
And
it was like
so I commented on a Leaf group on Facebook. I said, well, this is when I'd usually say to the ref, if you're going to keep giving us dumb penalties, I'm going to go punch someone on the other team in the face and earn one. Who do you want me to go punch in the face? And then
that's what you got banned for?
And then Facebook's like, because that's, well, you know what? That's bullying and violence. And I'm a very bad man, and it's true. I represent Kung Fu. I shouldn't be talking like that. Come on. That's a stupid reason to be in Facebook jail. I hate those people.
Many of us have served long Facebook jail sentences. It's a blast, man.
How's the weather in Ontario right now, weatherman?
Oh yeah, well look, remember when the Leafs lost to the Devils? Remember though, on the Leafs lost to the Devils, I said something on Twitter, like something quite like freaking bad, right? And then I got banned for like a week on Twitter. So I mean, I'm not,
Oh, you're worse than Donald Trump.
I am. I get really, really, really mad, and I go to the other like fan bases page. Like I go to their page, I comment under their post because I just want
You're one of those guys. You're one of those
guys.
Damn it, Gabriel. Don't be that guy. That's the guy that ruins social media. It makes it not fun. You're that guy.
Joey does too, unfortunately.
Nobody knows
my God.
my sorrow. But you didn't answer my question. How's Ontario's weather going right now?
Oh, it's pretty, well, right? Seasonal, weather. Mainly sunny. So the next week or so. Maybe a few systems heading our way, which would, of course, likely be snowy ones, since that it's getting, colder now. Sitting around about 1 to 2 Celsius, right? Like, so the next few weeks or so. So it's not quite, busy yet. That like that. Like, oh my God,
Gabriel, sentence.
I know. Sorry. That that windstorm last week. It was pretty, good, right? 40,000 people, I think, were without power, and there was a little bit of
and some of them didn't even deserve it.
It wasn't too bad here. It was though in other areas like London, Windsor. There was some pretty strong winds there. Although of course here, just like always the wind likes to not always be the strongest around my house. But I mean, hey, it's all right. It's all right. I don't get as mad as the Leaf game whenever they lose. I don't get.
Olivier Forbes Bouillon is messaging us about why he's not in the show tonight. His wife is sleeping. And it's 50 below out. So he wants us to believe that he's a real Arctic guy, but he won't go outside when it's 50 below and tell us it's 50 below. So
he wants us to believe that he actually wanted to be here. Good for him. Good for him for putting your feelings in the puzzle somewhere. Olivier's a good guy.
Gabriel,
yeah, he is.
Would you go 2 for 2 for rap videos this month? 2 for 2, 2 weeks in a row?
Sure, yeah, actually, sure. And also, for everybody watching, if you guys could see in the background, I actually am streaming this live on my screen.
I know, it's awesome actually.
TV, and I've been was watching when I wasn't on this, right? I was watching like a little bit of it. I was like, oh well, look, maybe I should just hop in there and ruin Imogen's bet or something like that. whatever the bet was. whatever like the
I'll tell you what the bet was.
Whatever you said, like the $10 bet, right? Like the $10 bet.
I said it was actually for 100, but I just cut her some slack.
$100 bet.
I only needs 10 right now. But 2 weeks in a row, Gabriel showing up. But there's a second bet for $200, rapping 2 weeks in a row. So I made some big money off Imogen tonight. It was great. Thank you, Imogen, for supporting the show. So we were talking while you prepare yourself for rap video, and I do like your screen in the background. That's super cool. Like I noticed that right away. I was like, nice effect, man. So and if people in the radio world, because you can't see the screen behind them, but what you could do is that every Thursday night we record the show and we live stream a conversation, which we edit to crap and hack it to pieces, so that all the swears and bad things are gone. And we make a radio show of it. But it live streams on Joey Only, Caribou Weather Dude every week. And we were talking about a video I put up last night that Imogen shot about 365 pro wrestling. Have you ever gone to a pro wrestling match, Gabriel? Frankie, you ever gone to pro wrestling?
No, never in my life.
I was at WWF wrestling back in July 1997. I was only 13 years old then.
Wow,
I saw
really?
WWF matches. I saw one in Southern Ontario. I saw at the Maple Leaf Gardens. back in the day. And that I saw Brutus the Barber Beefcake cut Sensational Sherry's hair. That was awesome. And the Ultimate Warrior also gorilla press slammed the Undertaker that night. So that was a legendary night at Maple Leafs Gardens. And they also came to Belleville once where I saw Macho Man Randy Savage. He did the whole, he was right on. Ooh, yeah! He was so good. So Imogen was at 365 Pro Wrestling. Talk to us some more about that, because if I lived in Victoria and they did that regularly, I would never miss it. That was so fun, it seemed like. And I loved that the girls, there was like, seemed like a bunch of matches where it was just girls kicking the crap out of mutantly large men.
Well, that's the fun thing about entertainment wrestling, is that they don't have the gender segregated kind of routine. There's no gender identity issues in there. It's character versus character, just like in comic books. So in the event, we'll say, the novelty act, the pure entertainment awesomeness that I went to the other day, there were female wrestlers in the ring with male wrestlers. They were pound for pound just as terrifying, like clear across the board.
Well, it seemed to me there wasn't a video with the male and the female fighter where the male was doing anything except getting beaten senselessly.
I got a lot of video clips. I only sent a couple, but I do have video clips of the guys beating the crap out of the girls. It's not just one-sided. It's not just the default of how the girls have to always win for girl power malarkey. It is character versus character. Gender is not a factor of how it plays out, which is fantastic. And that's the best part of entertainment, is that it's the strengths of the character are what push it. So seeing the boys body slam the girls just as much as the girls body slam the boys, that's awesome.
Yeah, it looked really fun. And
oh yeah,
and Santa Claus, what was he doing? Like, Santa Claus just beat the snot out of that guy, and then
yes, he did.
And then he put the guy on his knee and gave him a teddy bear, and then he threw teddy bears out to all. Frankie, do you have is Fred the Bear nearby?
Fred the Bear, special guest.
Fred the Bear is here.
Hi, Frankie. How you doing? I'm doing great so far, Fred. I'm doing really well so far. I hope Gary and Dino's show doing great so far. Gary and Dino's doing great as well. They're doing great so far. That means, and I'm on Gary and Dino's show every week as well. See you soon. Bye for now.
Hey, Fred the Bear, have you ever seen a wrestling match, Fred the Bear?
I have seen wrestling matches before, somewhere in the world.
Somewhere in the world.
I love the specifics.
Right on. Bear. Fred the Bear, everybody, on the Meteorological Report. Frankie
Fred the Bear, I have a question. Fred the Bear, have you ever seen a Sharknado? And how would you handle it if you did?
I have never seen Sharknado at all.
Fred the Bear, how do I stop going into Facebook jail?
That means don't post anything bad. Don't post anything political either.
That's a good point.
Many of us have served long Facebook jail sentences.
Yeah,
anything political can be grounds to be put into Facebook jail. I love it. That's fantastic. Good advice, Fred the Bear. Thank you.
That's genius. So getting back to so Santa Claus hands out teddy bears to the audience. So just tell me about that whole, because obviously we don't catch the whole fight in the video you sent, but
yeah. So they just had this massive free for all towards the end, and then when everyone's all beaten down and overly dramatizing their exhaustion and their injuries and whatnot, Santa comes out and picks up a chair and beats the hell out of everyone with a folding chair. Now, to be fair, that match was titled Chairway to Hell, so they had to have a copious amount of chairs.
It seemed like the most excessive amount of chair beatings I've ever seen. Guess who just showed up finally? Brandon Hoke and Brian Schmidt from Portland Weather Uncensored. Brandon Hoke from Real Country Radio 105.7 FM in Brooks, Alberta. And who wants to talk first? Brian, how is we get, because I know we're going to talk for a while when we get to Brandon, so I'm going to ask you first. How is Portland experiencing some of the precipitation right now?
Many of us have served long Facebook jail sentences. It's been pretty dry the last few days. We're supposed to go into a long dry spell the next 2 weeks. November was pretty average. I'm still getting used to the weather, Joe, because I was in Cancun for a week, Cancun, Mexico. where it was about 31 degrees Celsius every day, and there was free alcohol and food.
That sounds like a terrible time.
It wasn't bad at all. The ocean temperature where we were, it was 28 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, I remember jumping into Lake Houston when I was 15 and swimming in Lake Houston for an entire month. And then I went home and I jumped in the Black River in central Ontario, and I went, oh my God, because I didn't know the weather was cold where I'd lived because I'd never been to America and swam in warm water. So that basically America ruined swimming for me. Thanks. And then I got to BC and I was like, is there any water in this whole province that isn't extremely cold all the time? And the answer was no.
Yeah. So Joe, was that this November cold spell you had? Was this how long has it been since you've had one that severe? That
wasn't anything yet, man. That's the thing.
That was normal?
Well, I wouldn't say it's normal as in like, oh, that's a normal week in Wells. No, it's abnormal in the sense that it's harsh and it's very cold and dry. And definitely had pipes freezing here and things to that effect. I would say for a cold snap, that's normal. Definitely in the last 5 years, we've hit minus 40 a couple times and had some like weeks in the 30s, 35, 36. So last December, around the New Year, it was extremely miserably cold, man. Like, I mean,
yeah. Hey, I wanted to ask Brandon. Brandon, I heard you went bowling today. I want to hear, what was your score?
My score was at least a 1-40 today.
Oh, wow. Do you throw a hook or do you throw it straight?
Oh, I like to put a little spin on my throw, my little toss there as I get to the lake.
The spin. The classic.
You put a little bit of English.
Well, I've had a little bit of beer today, so
I used to bowl quite a bit.
Oh, I forgot that I got Frankie pinned. So we've just been looking at Frankie for 5 minutes.
Hey, Frankie came on and sent me a message and told me I better get on here. He was the one who got me on here.
Oh, Frank, get on right now.
So maybe we'll talk to you about Cancun in a few minutes and how awful that'd be. Because you know what happens, Brian, when you go down and you enjoy such nice weather and you get fed nicely and you get free alcohol and lap dances and all those things you probably got, is that then you go home a much weaker, softer person, and in the elements you're like, so that's the trick, is to not leave during the middle of the winter. Like people think here, they're like, I'm going to go to Mexico in the middle of the winter, and then they go to Mexico for 3 weeks and they come back to Wells and then they really hate it here.
Well, Joe, I was already weak before we went, so it didn't do any damage. I was already soft and weak.
That's good. Well, let's get to know your strengths and weaknesses, Brian. That's great. So then, then what you should do is keep going to Cancun then, seeing as you know you're weak, and I approve of that.
It took 24 hours to fly there with all the layovers. Go to Portland, to Oakland, to Mexico City, to Cancun. 23 hours and 50 minutes.
You could have driven there in half the time.
You know what? It was going to be a 64-hour drive.
That long?
Ew. Awesome.
Yeah, it would have been like 3,900 miles. And I could have been abducted out in the country. Who knows? My van probably would have broke down.
Well, I'd abduct you. Be like,
you know what? I should have watched your Taekwondo videos.
Not Taekwondo.
Here's another special guest, Dr. Octopus.
Dr. Octopus.
How are you doing? I'm doing great.
I know those things.
I'm Dr. Octopus. I'm the guy on the Gary Dino show. I'm doing great so far. Gary Dino, you're doing great. And I'm on Gary Dino show every week. Gary Dino's doing well so far. See you soon. Bye for now.
Dr. Octopus, how's the weather where Brandon Houck lives?
It's really cold, getting warm out and things like this. Up and down temperatures causes Chinook winds. Where are you at, Brandon? You're doing great. Brandon, I'm Dr. Octopus. I'm doing great so far. I'm the guy on the Gary Dino show every week.
So, Brandon, did Dr. Octopus nail it? How's the weather in the prairies?
I might see you nailed that weather forecast of Dr. Octopus. Whoop!
What do you got for us this week, Brandon Houck?
This week, well, we had a little
special guest, Fred Noel the Bear. Hi, Fred. I'm the guy on the Gary Dino show every week. Gary Dino's doing great so far.
That's good news. That's good news, Frankie.
Guess what?
I'm glad Gary and Dino are doing good so far.
Gary and Dino was mentioned on your show.
Yes, and I really like those guys. I haven't been on their show for quite a while,
You'll
but
be sending Gary Dino a video.
okay, I'll send the clip for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like those guys a lot. It's
hi.
just because it's always Saturday night. I'm with my kids, and I'm like, I'm not going to go on a podcast for anything. It's like my one day of the week where nobody can get me to do anything I don't want to do. But
That's fair.
yeah, that's how it is. So, Brandon, how?
That'd be because I'm on the radio right now, and I tend to get sexier by the time I go on the air, so that's how it works here.
You were saying Dr. Octopus largely nailed the forecast.
Absolutely, man. He nailed that weather forecast, and we had a little blast of snow early this week, and we got really, really cold. And now we're gonna get we've got a nice Chinook today, nice westerly flow that's dominating that atmosphere today. Now we're gonna see that temperature kind of crash again as we go into next week with some much colder temperatures at least, and we'll probably get a little blast of snow, especially Monday. Yeah, a little Monday. We'll get another blast of snow moving through here, probably another 5-10-ish centimeters of snow. And then temperature continue to crash throughout most of next week. Once again, as this winter pattern just likes to hang around. And dealing with here on the weather side of things, I haven't really put together a forecast today because, well, as you can tell, I've been out and about tonight.
You've been
Bowling,
drinking.
you mean? Drinking and bowling, you mean?
The two do go together. Let's be real. You can't really bowl without having at least one or two.
I've had so far, so I'm on a roll.
Dear Lord. See, I thought you'd be the guy that have like this. You just smell alcohol in wherever you were, and you just get a little weird, get a little kooky. Halfway through your first drink, you'd be ruining your career.
Oh, the strike.
Awesome.
So yeah, so you were bowling, and we were betting. We were taking bets earlier, so I lost this one. Image and I were betting on everybody this week, and not really. I just say that because it's comedy, okay, folks. We were betting this week.
Oh yeah, I know.
And so we thought you were getting a staph infection right now, but no, you were bowling.
Yeah,
that's right.
No, a staph party. Sorry, a staph party.
Same thing. We established that earlier. It's the same thing.
Party part 1. We've got part 2 next week, so stay tuned.
Excellent. So there's a picture from Brandon's staff party right there on the live screen, and it's yeah, must have been a really good time. So you had an earthquake last week, dude? What's up with that?
Oh yeah, the earthquake there. Everybody thought it was cracking, but it was like 6 aftershocks afterwards, so it was definitely the earth moving there. But I do believe it's about 5.6, the biggest earthquake ever in the province of Alberta, which was pretty phenomenal. That occurred in the Peace River area, and everybody felt it in Red Deer, Edmonton, Fort McMurray. It was a weird night. You got those weird vibes coming at you, and it's just weird.
Yeah, it is kind
of
a
weird. And I've got something else to say. Vancouver, British Columbia as well. We're due for a mega quake, 9.0 greater magnitude.
Vancouver, people of Vancouver, you can't escape major earthquakes forever.
People in Vancouver, you can't escape from major earthquakes forever. Yeah.
I mean, you can try, but success is variable.
Brian, how many earthquakes have you felt in Portland, Oregon?
The big one was the spring break quake of 1993. And speaking of bowling, it damaged 2 of my bowling trophies. It knocked them off the wall.
And I got something else to say. There's 2,149 more days to go till asteroid 1997 XF11 headed towards the Earth. That's going to bypass the Earth. That's going to cause a lot of earthquakes.
2,149 more days. Although if you're listening to the show on C4 88.7 FM, 2 days after we record this show, it's going to be 2,147 and 2,145 for you who hear the show in Winnipeg on Mondays. So be prepared.
Be prepared.
Asteroid XMF 1011256897258552 is coming in 2,145 days.
That's my telephone number.
Hey. I'll be alive. I'll be alive.
Yeah, until 2,150 days from now, when all life on Earth is wiped out, right, Frankie?
No.
The sun will become the red giant 7 billion years from now.
Yeah,
Will you be alive to that, Gabriel?
No, no, but like, hey, if we are really if we like somehow, die, then just like come, back to like the world somehow, then I probably, I might, if we are like,
No,
Frankie?
I don't.
I don't know, to be honest. You never know, right? You never know.
Frankie, is reincarnation real?
Yeah, Frankie, is it?
Reincarnation means that somebody comes back as somebody else.
Yeah.
Is that real, you think? Or do you just
You never know.
When you die, Frankie, is that what happens? Or do you just die? Or do you go to heaven? What do you think happens, Frankie?
If you go to heaven, what does that mean?
I don't know. It sounds like
I mean,
nonsense to me, but it's
you're
Christmas
dead.
time, so people are thinking about heaven and stuff.
Cheerful. Very cheerful.
Yeah.
So this earthquake.
There's a lot of people predicting the end of the world. There's one guy right after another and another predicted doomsday, the apocalypse.
They're always wrong, aren't they, Frankie?
A lot of those guys out there trying to predict the end of the world. When I saw those sheets about second coming of Son of God out the mall, I saw those sheets there. Those religious conspiracy theorist guy was out the mall is talking to latest sheet about second coming of Son of God.
Crazy guys, eh?
Yeah.
So yeah, well, that's the thing, Frankie. So people out there have some pretty funny ideas about stuff, and I don't know what happens when you die. Like, I don't actually care.
Well, hey, I mean,
And then did you hear about that Java, Indonesia, volcano just erupted? Now, Sumeru volcano just erupted near Java, Indonesia. It was really, really bad. Volcanic ash spewed 12,060 foot up in the air. It was mighty bad, causing a lot of river lava and things like this. People were screaming in Indonesia.
My favorite religious conspiracy apocalyptic nut is Jack Van Impe.
Describe the Holocaust, a total of 21 special judgments that fall upon Earth during the tribulation period.
You ever see Jack Van Impe Presents? He's always like, and he's got this like just freaky looking wife who like it looks like she's empty of anything.
Lacking a soul.
Food,
she looks like
soul,
she's lacking a soul.
Calories, like just, and they're like, and he's guaranteed the end of the world repeatedly. Like every episode, he's like, and we know it will happen on this exact date.
In West Edmonton, there could be some conspiracy theorists, people probably laying the sheets about second coming of the Son of God. There could be somebody at West Edmonton Mall, could be conspiracy theorist guy.
Do you know why none of those apocalyptic predictions came true? Because Frankie MacDonald didn't make them.
Be prepared!
Yeah.
Those guys believe in second coming of God, second Son of God. And those guys out there, they're religious conspiracy theorists. Some of those guys wrote them out, laying sheets on the chairs.
So you don't think that people should be prepared for God to come again, eh, Frankie?
There's a lot of those guys out there. They could be locked up in mental hospital one day.
So I got a question for Frankie. Frankie, theoretically, how would you prepare for the rapture? What would be your game plan? What supplies would you need?
Things like this. If a rapture happens, that means only animals will be left on Earth.
What supplies would you need to prepare for this? How would you be prepared? The world is coming to an end.
Bible and things like this. That means
Bible.
And did you hear about this? If a rapture happened, that means only animals, wild animals, apes will be left on Earth, not people.
I hope I'm left if that's the case. That'd be awesome. So should you be prepared for the end of the world, Imogen Cookie Bailey?
Be prepared!
Well, yes. Yes, you should. It means that you need an ultra deep bunker, first off, way down below. You got to get below the tectonic plates, so you got to go deep. You need to have a bunker. You need to have a little bit of basic air filtration and a lot of Cheetos and Twinkies. This is what you need.
Damn.
Yep.
I could. Yeah, sure.
And guess what?
Like I could live on Cheetos.
I got an interview with Meteorite News Ian MacDonald Friday, December 16th at 4 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, 12 p.m.
Yes,
Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's where Ian MacDonald lives, Boise, Idaho. Ian MacDonald is a Meteorite News guy. I get an interview with him next Friday.
Excellent. So, Gabriel, should you be prepared, and how do you be prepared for the end of the world? I have my own ideas. Living up here in the mountains, where there's clean water, fresh air, animals to eat.
Be prepared.
Well, I mean, world will end in in either a world war, aliens, or just blow up of the sun, like Frankie said. But of course, the world will actually, and then at least one of those ways. But in a few billion years, probably. So I mean, just you should really, just watch out, check the news every single day, even though you hate it. It could mean that you may save your life because of the
Hold on.
aliens.
How the hell?
What?
How is watching the news going to save your life from being?
It might just save your life
in an end of the world catastrophe. It's rapture time.
Hey man, look. At least you know what's happening. At least you know what's happening. At least you know what's happening. Other than not knowing.
It's the rapture. Look out the damn window. Look out the window.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
You're wondering why you're floating out of your clothing. I like to envision that it happens where y'all float out your clothing.
Well, I mean, something like that won't happen. It's either a world war, aliens, or the red giant just really, really, really expands. It blows up, and it blows up our whole entire solar system in the next 7 billion years or whatever.
I'm personally hoping for aliens because
I am too.
I think I do pretty good fighting aliens. For as long as I could live, I'd enjoy it. Actually, that's the point. Is of many of the apocalyptic scenarios, I'd enjoy fighting aliens more than I would be the thought of humans destroying themselves. Brian Schmidt, should you be prepared for the apocalypse like Frankie was? Should you be prepared like Frankie? And how would you be prepared?
Be prepared.
Well, I'd probably stock up on some maybe if I ran out of butane hash oil, that wouldn't be good. So I'll probably get some of that, and then maybe get some extra toilet paper at Costco, and maybe a rotisserie chicken, something like that.
If the rapture happened and you were left behind, Brian, could you imagine how much weed there would be?
Yeah, well, they say the burning bush actually was a marijuana bush. So I'm pretty sure that there was he was token on some smoke right before he got nailed up onto the cross.
Right.
That probably happened.
No, that's probably why I got nailed to the cross. I mean, right? Smoking weed is bad, right? So
definitely.
Yeah, get crucified for that. Brandon Hauk, would you suggest people are prepared for the end of the world? How would you be prepared, Brandon Hauk?
Be prepared.
Well, either I'd say hide in Dominator 3 or potentially hide in that tonight, because that was a lot of fun. And I could just bowl for the rest of my life after today and drink beer.
Wow.
Bowling's that good, everybody. Brandon Hauk could do that for eternity. He'd be okay with it.
Oh, yeah. Get a good work.
Second that.
It's true, though. I would love it. It's like the rapture happens and everyone's gone. I'd be like, hey, Brandon, let's go to the bowling alley. And then so what we do is we'd sit there and with our shotguns and blast the pins and and then once that bowling alley's trash, we just go to the next one.
That's right.
I like the idea of just watching the rapture happen, of just being able to sit back, smoke a joint, and just watch everyone disappear.
Everyone you don't like just floating away.
Yeah, and you know what? While they're floating away, I'm going to be sitting there with my slingshot. I'm going to be sitting there with a slingshot and a whole pile of smoked oysters, and I'm going to be slingshotting smoked oysters at their naked ass as they're flying away.
Yeah, I got a copy of my book I'm holding in my hand.
Should you get the book Be Prepared for Christmas?
Be prepared.
Yes,
on Amazon.ca and bookstores.
Be Prepared, the Frankie MacDonald Life Guide to Weather.
Did Brian get a copy of my book yet?
I'll have to, but I did get this mug today for a Christmas gift exchange. So, yeah.
Wow. That's very lucky and so awesome that you got a mug.
A mug.
What a functional and thoughtful gift.
Yeah. Oh.
Did it also
Thanks
come with
for
a
the-
card that had a list of holidays and a checkbox beside the applicable one?
Thanks for the friggin' mug. Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah,
let's look
that-
at some comments from the people who are watching the live stream right now. Oh, by the way, Frankie, really good with the videos you made this week to send me for it's CKW 95.9. Really good.
And I got something else to say. Total solar eclipse headed for Sydney, Nova Scotia on Monday, April 8th, 2024. All you guys to come down Sydney, Nova Scotia on Friday, April 5th, 2024.
Yeah, that's my daughter's 8th birthday.
Then we gotta be there. Frankie says
My
so.
mom went to Holland on my 8th birthday, so you can go to the eclipse. I mean, whatever. So GP says, love Frankie. Right on. Love Frankie. And Shelly Selinsky says, wild chair slinging dude. She saw that I own one of those chairs. A bear ate the other. A bear ate her chair. That's a bear ate my chair. Hey, man, I'd love to be able to say that. Thank you, Fred the Bear, she says. A bear ate my chair. Love Fred the Bear, says Christine Jensen. And the octopus is adorable.
That means after this, and once after the show, you'll be sending video to Gary and Dino.
I will do that. I'll be like, Gary and
Promises.
Sorry I haven't been on your show in a long time. It's because I'm a sober Canadian weekend dad. And you guys are too much fun for me at that time of the week. Whereas Thursdays, I can be as much of a lame, boring. Yeah, here I am. Meteorological report. We got 13 minutes left in the show recording. And Gabriel Berardo has not done his weekly weather wrap.
And I am ready for it. So yeah. All right, here we go. Same old as same old as usual.
Can you send me that meme, by the way, Brian? Facebook
Yeah. Hey, Joe.
That's a good one.
What did you do?
Yeah. I'm going to use that for the artwork for this week's show.
Can't even post it on Facebook.
I could post it on YouTube, though.
It won't be as fun.
All right, everybody. Hit mute and shut your mouths because Gabriel Berardo is in the house.
Oh, okay. Wait. Hold on. There is a ad playing because all these YouTube ads now is like 8 in a row, but I have only 1 in a row.
Trying to look all cool, and there's like Barbie in the background there.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what this is, man. I just want to rap for you guys. Okay,
you're the drummer. Get wicked.
Is that better? Yeah. Man, we're on the Joey Only show. Here we go. Yeah. Haters wanna hate on Joey and they know they wanna tell us, but they know that I do not care what they say. Because you know that I'ma shut them mouth just like the Leafs shut out Dallas and LA. Cause I'ma rap any day. Joey, man, the cold is coming over. Yes, you know it's gonna be coming over to just over and everybody in Alberta and including Brandon Huff because he's getting the bug of the cold. Yeah, man, he's getting it and he's kind of upset that he doesn't really want it. So when he goes outside, you know that he's gonna vomit and he can't even feel his nose. And now we stuck in a post. Now we witches, he was over here in Southern Ontario. On the way, but he's stuck in the -40, -50. I'm like, man, 50 pounds. Wait, man, you can lift me for that because I can spit it right now and I can spit this rap because everybody knows the rapture's coming like Frankie MacDonald said in like 7 billion years or maybe today. So everybody gotta prepare what Frankie MacDonald say because the end of the world may be the red giant. Oh, wait, but man, I don't know. So we gotta prepare for it. I mean, we gotta eye it. I mean, it could be coming soon. I mean, you never know, but we could go up to the moon or even still the moon, just like who from Despicable Me. Cause I've been rapping, everybody knows that maybe the sea will flood over Florida and all the world. I mean, I don't know, man. All these girls are flooding over me because when I've been rapping the rapture when it's coming, look, I don't even care, man. Oh wait, but is it a dream? Well, who even knows? But I'm here stuck in this pose. Brandon over there, man, his nose is frozen. Oh my God, Joey Only is getting all the cold. I'm like, God damn, I'm about to stay here in Southern Ontario, getting the heat, but the heat's not gonna last so long. I mean, the summer, man, it's not gonna last long, but it's here now. On the way to winter is coming in. Temperatures are gonna be dipping, and yes, I'm gonna be tripping. Looking at me outside with the ice, man. Look, I'm gonna be slipping, and I don't know, but in the pool, I wanna go dipping, man. I wish it was summer. On the way, but it's a bummer. To the lover of hip hop, man, I wish it was summer. I mean, at least spring, cause I don't even know what this kid gotta do in the next year. Cause I've been rapping, is the rapture coming, Frankie? I wanna hear, cause I don't really know. I wanna hear a clear answer right today, because Because look, I don't know when the rapture's coming, because you know that I've been swinging from this rap like a swing, because I've been going, everybody knows I weigh like 99 pounds, so if the rapture comes, I'll be snapped like a twig. Cause I don't even know where to rap at the bring. Cause I like to rap and to sing. And when I'm on the Joey only show, if the rapture's coming, Frankie will tell you where to go. Yeah. That wasn't that.
That was really good one this week, man. I got everyone muted, by the way.
I don't know if it was that,
no
but
background.
you know what?
Unmute yourselves so that you can kiss his butt, because that was a really wicked rap this week. And I like that, just how you flowed to that, simple groove, right? But like,
No. I just, took what we kind of said, and I just, I made a whole entire rap about it, right? I think that's what I should almost, do on every single one of these, right? I should just take what we kind of said and, make it into like a little rap, maybe, right? A nice freestyle rap, the rapture, the cold, right? The way, but what Frankie said and everything like that. Although I missed with the bets that you guys had, the $100 bets, I would have said something like that, but I didn't.
There was no bets. I was just trash talking.
No, yeah, I know, but it's like, I added it in somehow and made a little cool line. But hey, you know what? I like that one. I think it was pretty good.
Everyone thinks it's pretty good, right? Everyone?
I don't know what Brandon thinks. I kind of mentioned him like 5 or 6 times in the rap, saying he was getting cold and he was going to be stuck in a pose and all his nose and all that stuff. I don't know why I mentioned that.
I'll tell you what Brandon thinks. What Brandon thinks is, play some country music. That ain't no Hank Williams.
No. That's good. That's good.
That was really good.
Yeah.
My nostrils, I felt them freeze before, and it's not a comfortable thing. No.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I know. I hate to mention it. So
we should cut that, and then when I make extra, little Gabriel rap YouTube video.
Oh yeah, okay. And I'm gonna be posting it on Twitter. So yeah.
And then Brandon can play it on 105.7 FM Real Country Radio to show.
Boom. That's where it belongs. Boom 101.1. That's where.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
boom.
101.1. Yeah, Brandon's on like 80 stations, by the way.
Yeah,
at once.
And it gets around.
And then
He's very popular on the airwaves because he gets around.
Without actually leaving Brooks, Alberta, he really gets around.
That'd be because I'm on the radio right now. And I tend to get sexier by the time I go on the air, so that's how it works here.
It's round town. That's where, just like Tennille Town.
So I'm more like I smoke around. Frankie MacDonald, how does everyone find you on the internet?
My Twitter is at Frankie McD. My Facebook is Frankie MacDonald. My Instagram is Frankie MacD984. My TikTok is Frankie MacDonald984. My Clapper is Frankie MacDonald984. My Twitch is Frankie MacDonald984. My Snapchat is Frankie MacDon. And my Instagram is Frankie MacD984. My TikTok is Frankie MacDonald984. My LinkedIn is Frankie MacDonald. And my YouTube channel is Dogs Wolves.
You can find this show on Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude YouTube. Please go there and subscribe. Help a guy out. I'm trying to build something that's actually kind of cool or whatnot. So that's what I'm doing. You can find Brian Schmidt from Portland Weather Uncensored, his group on Facebook. You can't find me on Facebook because I'm in Facebook jail. Did I tell you that yet?
Many of us have served long Facebook jail sentences. It's a blast, man. I mean,
Christmas in Facebook jail. It's Christmas in Facebook jail. And I'm not done.
Okay. So
Imogen.in. You can find her. Hey, am I good? Am I doing good so far, Imogen?
You
Gabriel
are,
Berardo,
yes.
You can find him at
GB the Weatherman.
I almost got everybody.
You should know. I say it. It's literally like my Zoom name. It's right in front of you.
GB the Weatherman at TikTok.
Not at TikTok. At Twitter.
At Twitter. Okay, but
just Google it. There's not going to be a lot. That's an easy one. Google GB the Weatherman. If you really want to find Gabriel online, Google GB the Weatherman.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Weather dudes, but
you'll just see me saying, "Hey, everybody!" And
only one that's a skinny, nerdy Amish werewolf.
Yeah. Like the only guy that's wearing a suit, the only guy that has a beard, the only glasses dude that has hair up like that. Like it's so easy to find who I am. You can probably see me from like a mile away. Other, of course, than the Weatherman, I have been told that that I look like Abraham Lincoln recently with the beard, and I want to look like Drake. Yeah, like
Also,
you can
noting
see.
Gabriel is a legend in his own mind.
Abraham
Hey guys,
Lincoln.
I got something else to say. If you want to follow Gary and Dino Show, you can follow Gary and Dino on Instagram, Gary Dino on Twitter, Gary Dino Show on Twitter, Gary and Dino Show on Facebook.
Gary and Dino Show. Love those guys.
Nice.
All right. And I'm Joey Only. And I'm a bad radio host. See you next week, everybody. Bye now.
Many of us have served long Facebook jail sentences.
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the CP holiday train. Look at this. Isn't that look awesome?
Okay guys, I'm gonna do a video about the guy eating 50 hot dogs at once. I want you to eat 50 hot dogs at once! My stomach is upset. I can't get up anymore.